All right, we're in the Grizzly tournament. We're in the opening round of the rookie division. Got Dunner on the line. What's up, Dunner? Dun 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 dun. Are you there?
1 second.
He is there. I know he's there. He's in the back of the plane. That's the deal. We're flying to Ireland. So he's in the back of the plane getting a drink. You know we're going to Ireland, right? I'm sure they have something there.
There. That's better.
My wife did the DNA stuff, and she found out that she's not as Irish as she thought she was. She was a little bummed.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready to talk? Are you ready to talk to your fan base? Come on, man.
Fan base. Yeah.
You walking out of the street, and somebody will come up and want your autograph, and how come we don't get invites to the Tonight Show and stuff? That's the deal.
Yeah. Who's that? Jimmy Fallon? I don't like it. I wouldn't go on his show anyway.
Well, you know the deal is I don't even know. I don't know who each. Is Stephen Colbert is like he took over for Letterman, and is it Jimmy?
Yeah. That's the Tonight Show. Yeah.
Well, that's the late night the late show,
was,
and then
yeah.
the Tonight Show is the one out of L.A. and that's Jimmy Fallon.
Used to be Jimmy Carson, then it was Jay Leno, right?
Yeah. Well, and what's that one guy? He did it for a while in between. What's the one guy's name?
The
little redheadish
English
guy.
Dude?
What's his name?
No, didn't that Craig Killorn or whatever, that British guy?
Well, I think he does the
one
one after. I think he does the one afterwards, and he's funnier than hell.
Or that was Conan's old spot.
Yeah. Conan was the Conan O'Brien. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we're sitting here. This is the pre-show. We're just talking about stuff. We were talking about computer stuff before we got on. So, Dunner was telling me how old he was. That he was when he was in. Were you in high school and they had 3.5-inch floppy disks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
we had to buy them and bring them to school.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you how old I am. So,
just for computer class.
My school, as luck would have it, in 1982, Apple donated 12 Apple Ones to our school, and if you took so I was a junior at the time, and if you took computers, you got to take it again as a senior, and they donated us 12 Apple IIs my senior year, but I took it 2 years in a row, and they had the 5.5-inch floppy disks that were really they truly were floppy. The 3.5s were stiff, but I remember
when I was in elementary school, we had a PET, IBM PET, or Apple PET. I don't know.
An Apple PET. Yeah.
It actually had tapes and floppy disk.
Well,
recorder.
I think the ones that...
And Lemonade Stand was the #1 game.
If I remember correctly, it was 64-bit was the Apple IIs. They were 64-bit, not bit, or kilobyte. So, I mean, they were nothing compared to stuff today. It was like, you got 1,000 times more processing speed in an old flip phone than you had in those computers.
1,000 of a byte.
Yeah, and so I think it was 64 kilobytes, and I remember sitting down looking at a buddy of mine. His name was Rain Randall Rowlett, and I remember we were looking, and I was like, "Dude,
his parents are assholes."
Oh yeah, his dad was a postman. Don't even get me started on
what kind of fucking name is that?
If your dad is a postman, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just telling you that right now. I'm sorry, but luckily you survived it. I remember looking at him my senior year, and we got these Apple IIs, and they were 64s instead of 32s, and I was like, what the hell are we going to do with what the hell would you do with all this space? So we spent our entire senior year writing a program to fill up an Apple Basic program, to fill it up, to prove that 2 + 2 = 5. And it was pretty difficult because we had to get it to an odd, we had to work the math so that we ended up with an odd number, so we ended up with a fractional, like a small, it was it was just one of those things we were just like goofing around. But those computers were nothing compared to new stuff. That's for damn sure. When I was in college, I worked at the computer lab, and we would have to go into a clean room, and they didn't have hard drives. They had cylinders. We used an old HP computer, and they had cylinders that you would have to take out and put in and change cylinders around. It was a weird deal, like nothing like we have today, the big computers that were back then. Nothing.
Yeah, I think like once we got to like grade 6, maybe grade 7 for sure, we got like an IBM, but there was like one in the classroom, and it wasn't like a tool. It was like a privilege or a treat, you know. You did good or whatever, or if for whatever reason we weren't going outside for recess, or you know, you couldn't play gym class for whatever reason, you had a health something, you know, your parents had to write you a note, then maybe you could play on the computer during that class session or the recess session. But other than that, I pretty much just fucking sat there.
No, ours was fully elective, and the deal was that it was a full elective class, and then they only offered it one day during each day, so it was kind of like taking, you know, stained glass or welding or some elective class that you take, and they only offered it once per day. And when I was a senior,
we didn't have that option when we were in elementary school.
And when I was a senior, they offered the class, but if you'd already taken the class the year before, and the year before all of the people in the class were juniors, and so we took the class. So we were the only ones that literally played around with these computers for 2 years at my school. But that was it. That was the extent with the computers.
Yeah, we just go by numbers. So once you finish, what? You have like 3 different schools you go to, from like kindergarten to grade 6 or something, and then like 7 and 8 another school. But like once you get to high school, you guys call it different. It's like what? The first year is freshman.
Yep.
And then sophomore.
Yep.
And then junior, senior.
Yep.
Yeah. See, we have like, you can finish in 4 years, but most people don't. We have like a 5th year high school. So we have like, we just go kindergarten to grade 8 in one school, and then grade 9 to grade 12, and that's high school. Then you have your 5th year potentially, and they call it the OAC. Well, in our province anyway, yeah. Ontario Academic Credit, I think it is.
Ontario Academic Credit?
Yeah, there's certain courses you can only take in that year, which are supposed to help you get into universities or colleges better or something. I don't know.
Well, the school system that I went to, and I went to a lot of different school systems over the years, but they all worked the same until I got to where I went to high school. We had K through 6, and then you had mid-high, or you had junior high, which was 7th and 8th, and then you had high school, which was high, 9th through 12th. But the school system that I was in was elementary school was K through 6. And then you went to junior high, which was 7th and 8th. And then you went to mid-high, which was 9th and 10th. And then you went to another school for 11th and 12th. And that was kind of cool because the way that school system was set up is that...
Did it get bigger each time?
Yeah. And
like more students, yeah.
Well, once it got to the high school thing, everybody was in the same thing. But like they combined the schools when you get to junior high. They combined elementary schools. And then they combined when you went to mid-high.
Right.
But it kind of worked out good because you didn't have seniors dicking around because they were on opposite sides of town. So you didn't have seniors and juniors messing around with freshmen and sophomores. And the freshmen and sophomores, when you were in mid-high, that school was a closed campus. So you couldn't leave at lunch. You had to stay on campus. You could leave at lunch.
That sounds like you drilled a bunch of pussies.
I take that back. You could leave at lunch. It's
good to get bullied.
No, you had open campus at lunch, but you couldn't bring a car to school or any of that kind of stuff. So it was kind of, and then when you went to senior high, everybody was a little bit older. It was an open campus, so like it was kind of set up like college, where you had one building over there that was this and another building. It wasn't all indoors. And then it was an open campus, so you could come and go as you pleased, and you could pick Like I always started school relatively early in the morning, but I took 2 lunches and then I stayed because sports stuff started at 3:30. So if you were in sports, you needed to be done with your last class for the 3:30. When you got out of class at 3:30, you needed to be able to go to sports. So I came to school early and then I took 2 lunches every day and then I got done at 3:30. So it was kind of cool because they kind of separated everybody out and you didn't have to. The bad part is that as a senior you couldn't try and it was hard to pick up on freshmen because you didn't know them because they were at a different school. So that kind of sucked. But hold on one second. Hold on.
Hey.
Yo.
Yep.
Family calling, and I put a thing on there, I'll call you back, and then they called me, and then I put a thing on there, I will call you back, and then they called me back, and it's like, okay, did somebody die? That's what I did somebody die?
Yeah.
No, I was just wanting to call and see if you had this tool. Did you get the text that I'd call you right back? Yeah, but I wanted to know right now if you had that tool.
At fucking 8 o'clock at night, you know it, eh?
Well, are you planning on coming over and getting it if I had it?
Start using it at 8 o'clock at night? What the fuck?
No, the deal was she wanted to know if I had it because if I had it, she wasn't going to buy it. But if I didn't have it, she was going to buy one.
It's like at 8 o'clock at night?
At 8 o'clock at night.
You go to the fucking hardware store and buy a tool?
Well, I asked her if she was going to buy it today, and she's like, no, I think she was going to order it online. So.
Oh, right. Right. Laziness.
Lazy. Got to do that right now. Well, shit.
It's so much more fun to fucking drive to the store and walk through, though. It's like, oh, maybe I could use one of these maybe here one time. Okay. And you start making a list. It's like, okay, yeah, compound miter saw, yeah.
Well, she was surprised.
I used to try and do it, but I didn't really have a fucking garage to store them in. But I used to make a list, and like my deal was like once every 2 paychecks, go to the fucking hardware store and buy a tool, right?
Well, my wife went out to go buy a tool, and she ended up with me. So.
For free.
For free.
Actually, you had to pay her.
No, she was surprised. It was my sister. She was surprised. She's like, I can't believe that I need a tool that you don't have. So, a woodworking tool that you don't have. And I'm like, oh, well, I never needed one of those. Never needed one. Well, she's got some of my other tools. And she goes, well, they're my tools now. They've been at my house for a while. And I go, yeah, they might be at your house, but they're my tools.
Possession's 9 tenths of the law, Jim.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said, too. All right, what do we got going on here? We're on hole number 1. Are you ready? Well, maybe.
Sure.
Hold on. All right. So I'm laying it up, and I need to actually hold on. Well, let me get a red pen.
Why would you use anything but a red pen? Red's the best.
Well, I've been writing my notes here have been in black, and I have so many chicken scratches on my notes that I need to clean them up after this round, so I have an actual set of notes for the weekend round, or at least a set of notes for my practice account. All right, we are in Ireland, and we are ready to roll. I'm using a rock and a navigator. I'm trying to hit 308. You ready?
Sure.
You go first.
3, 2, 1, go. Dots. And some weird name.
That's bullshit.
That was crazy fast.
Yeah, and what time is it in Ireland?
What time is it in Ireland?
Shit, it's super late. Let's see what time it is in Ireland. Ireland time. It is 3:57 in the morning, so there is no reason. There is no sensical reason why anybody should be up. That's why we came here, and I'm going to spin forever. There we go. I got Leroy.
Bad Leroy Brown.
Bad Leroy Brown. The Jim Croce. I was really bummed when he died. Talk about telling my age. Where does that put me?
Still a bit of a different angle, but 309.
I changed balls here, so I'm trying to see how much backspin to put on it.
I ended up just in front of the left bunker.
And I'm at the +1 mark, and I'm going to do +20, so that's 4.8. 4.8. Right back to the red line. Hit it one ring great to the left. Which shouldn't kill me because I pulled it back, but it might. Yeah, perfect. Where am I at? 298.
298?
298.
You're going to be like closer to mid sniper then. If you're going to go on the green.
Yeah, I'm going to go on the green and use the backboard. I was trying to do, and with the ball that I have right here, I could do the rough bump, but I am going to do the funnel. I did the +10 and it didn't seem like it was enough, and that's why you don't hit through those trees. In my humble opinion. There's min. There's max, so I'm at mid club. Times 4.5 equals divided by 1.2. 4.21 rings.
Perfect. Come on, baby. Give me some speed.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah. 4.21 rings. I'm going to run out of time. Hitting it perfect. I don't think it's got enough to get back to the cup when I hit the rough, which even makes it worse. What a bad adjustment.
Yeah,
I was having a hard time getting it to go. I need to go back and watch the video that I shot from yesterday and see what I put on for spin, and then I can just put that spin on. I don't know why I didn't do that. Don't know why.
I was a little bit, tiny bit to the left of the cup, but I think it was short too.
I should have just stuck with the rough bump. I wanted to work the rough bump this week, but I think you really got to, even though you're at mid club, I think you got to do a max number if you're doing that rough bump. Perfect. Man, I can't believe that didn't hit that tree. It looks like it might be good. Ooh, it drifted off right at the very end. About 2.5 squares in front of that, it hit this, my opponent's shot hit this little hill right here, and it drifted off to the right. In the hole. All right. I'm saving my eagles on this hole for the weekend round. I must be. Because I'm all over the map. I'm all over the place. Now, damn it, we got to get matched up here. And what's the thing is like once we get matched up, it seems like we stay matched up.
Oh, there's a drone. They must be getting ready. There's 2 drones.
We had a drone in our backyard here not too long ago, and I told my wife if there's a drone in our backyard again, somebody's going to have to come over here and pick up the pieces, and because I'm going to shoot it out of the fucking air.
No, sorry, I'm still watching SpaceX stream.
Hole number 2. This is the par 3. We
the
need to make
chopsticks for the
this.
first time.
We need to make this hole. And I've got no power 1 low wind balls, and you need a 3 side spin ball, so I'm going to use a katana. Now we had tailwind in the qualifying round, so let's see what we got here. This wind will work. That dog will hunt.
It's probably
So
yeah, you're probably gonna have to push it out, push the window.
No, I think from that angle the trees aren't in the way. I'm ready. let me
2,
go.
1, go.
No. Back
Okay,
out.
stop.
Let me go first because you're getting dots like immediately, and it's taking me a bit. So
like reverse.
let's see.
Right.
I'll go. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm spinning. Dots.
Dots. I'm going back out.
And they just tagged us. We're just not going to get any love here. And these are accounts that have been matched up for a long time.
Fucking not getting anyone. I'll go back to one more time. If not, let's just fucking go back to Vancouver. That was the last time we had success was in Vancouver. So.
Oh, and I got somebody. 90 kid.
Oh, okay.
Well, we can go back to Vancouver. $90 kid goes first.
Yeah, I'm getting no one. Oh, there we go. Micha.
And that bush might just be in the way. You're right.
Anytime there's left to right wind, I immediately assume push the wind out.
Close. Where in the hell's my ball guide? I couldn't see my ball guide. It's like, where the...
Why the fuck did you curl that left? Oh, he's bouncing.
Damn it, they got so much shit in my way I can't see the freaking...
Oh, yeah, I might have to zoom way out too then? Fuck.
3.79 rings. 3.8. There's the 8. There's 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I hit it great to the right. Arrgh! It'd still go in though. Just went over the hole. The speed was good if I did, and that was on a grate to the right. That's the thing about it is there's a funnel there, so if you catch that funnel, you can get it. A grate to the left will pull off, but a grate to the right, you still got a shot.
Oh, I hit it perfect. Holy shit. See what happens. Oh, I just went fucking 360 degrees around the hole, that's all. Why not?
Why not? The gravity-defying ball. The only way that it would do a 360 around the cup is if the cup at the top was a funnel. I mean, that's the only way that mouth will work out, because gravity is
well, I guess
bringing it down.
It wasn't quite a 360. It was more like a... It wasn't even quite a 270. It was more like a 250.
Yeah, but a 250 will get caught.
It was like 1 5/8.
A 250 will get caught in the gravity well. That's less like when they're doing those space. You're watching SpaceX stuff right now. When they slingshot around the moon, or they slingshot around Mars, or they slingshot around to pick up speed when they're going off to Jupiter or Saturn or some other place, they don't. If you do an orbit, you're going to get caught in the gravitational pull, right?
Close, yeah. Exactly.
And so there's only so much of a curve that you can do, otherwise you get caught in the gravity well. So when they do those things in Golf Clash where it swirls the cup and does a 250 or a 280 or a 360, that's bullshit. The only way that would work is if the top of the cup was a funnel, and then it can get centrifugal force to pop itself out. But there's no way in a sharp edge surface like that, once it starts its downward trajectory, it's not going to be able to ride itself out of it.
Yeah, there's when you're saying that, it makes me think of for some reason, I think it was when all the first fucking Corona shit first started, but I ended up stumbling upon this marble channel, marble races and stuff, and then they had marble Olympics, and one of them it was a bunch of funnels, and it was marble, and they go down a tube, and then they go into a funnel, and then go around and around, and there's a bunch of them.
Yep.
The idea of the game, quote unquote game, was to stay up as long as you could, right? And yeah, so you'd be going, and it was like the worst person to be was the last one coming in. If there was a bunch in front of you, because you'd come in and then smash them, and then you'd slow down your momentum, and then you just go boom right into the funnel. But you'd hit the other one, and then it would gain a bit more momentum, and as it swirled, it would actually gain, and it would go like in a bigger ellipse, and a bigger ellipse, and yeah.
Yeah, that stuff is total bullshit. So, like...
Finger golf physics with hot.
Yeah, and I mean, the deal there is that that physics wasn't in the game. I can't remember the name of that course, but there was a course that came out, and then on that particular course, they got super tricky about it, where you would literally do like a 500. Like it would swirl the cup like it was like a toilet going down the thing, and then the shit would pop out, you know?
Yeah,
and it's like, and I shot that video, the gravity defying ball, and like that stuff, and I went through and like, I went to the NASA site so that I could actually like show the real math. Like this is impossible. It's not, once it goes past the 180 mark, it's going in the hole, unless it's a funnel. That's it. I switched to Canada.
Oh, right, okay.
Since we're not having any luck in Ireland. Screw Ireland. I've never been to Ireland.
Yeah, so screw them.
Screw them.
Okay, Vancouver. I gotta restart.
Van. Now, let's see which way the wind's blowing. That's going to determine what kind of ball I'm going to bring here.
I think it's a little bit headwind, but right to left.
All right, I'm ready.
Loading.
I'm going to spin and see how long it takes me to get dots. 1001, 1002, 1003. Took me 3 seconds before I got dots. So I'm getting dots a lot faster in Vancouver, which is literally 4.5 hours from my house. Right up the road.
About 4.5 days from my house.
Which is funny because Dale Appleby just lives right up the road from my house, and I've been in Seattle over the last 3 months, like 5 or 6 times when my sister-in-law died.
Oh, I got the good old 95%. This should only take about 10 more minutes. Fuck. What? Come on, guys. EA, if you're actually like control of this game, like smarten up.
Here we go. The Grizzly tournament. You do anything exciting today?
No. Went to the hall again. I think there's 6 people ahead of me. So.
Well, what was there before? Like 32?
Yeah. Well, that was my number on the list, but
I got you.
It doesn't always translate to who's going to work type deal, because everyone ahead of me was like, oh, will call, and there's or travel card, which means they're out of town working somewhere else. There's one guy on a short-term job, which means 10 days or less, and they don't lose their spot on the list.
And do you guys have specialties or like some skill set that may move you up, like a company they call in and...
Yeah, there is a call for, it's an electrical instrumentation company, and yeah, they're looking for pipe fitters who can bend tube and